So the fact that she's not talking about the unicorns in the corner, and she's not slurring her speech, and she's not unable to walk, to your opinion, to a reasonable degree of medical certainty, does that mean that she's not in a psychotic state?
It does not.
Would you tell us, after she took Cora to the doctors, and the jurors have had a chance to look at the exhibits, there's photographs between her and her husband, Pat, back and forth. In the afternoon, what did she do?
She built a snowman in the backyard with two of her kids.
Later in that day, Google directions to a restaurant, 3V restaurant, I believe.
Yes.
Is that something that a person can do when they're in that type of a state?
Easily.
Did the voices or the intrusive thoughts to your interview and your understanding abate or stop at that point on January 24th?
No.
Did they continue?
Yes.
And did she communicate by text with her husband about getting dinner and getting something from CVS?
Yes.
And what was it? Was it Pedialax?
Pedialac or Flexlax. It's a stool softener for her child.
And that's something that was prescribed by the doctor, right?
Yes.
Does that make sense, that if somebody is in a state where they're having these symptoms, that they're able to remember that the doctor wanted the child to have Pedialax, and she tells her husband to get Pedialax?
Yes, it does not interfere with that type of everyday living.
She indicated to you, sir, that that evening after the husband had, oh, by the way, was it your understanding from talking to her that the husband had taken trips, gone away for weekends, gone on ski trips, had brunches with his friends, and was out of the house on a regular basis?
Yes.
That night is when the children were killed. Is that correct?
Yes.
And we've heard repeatedly about the circumstances of the going out the window and the weather and the damages and the injuries and going to the hospital. Doctor, based on your review of all of the medical records, did you administer any testing, by the way, to her? Like you were talking about psychological testing?
Yes.
And what were the psychological tests that you performed?
Initially, I did a mini mental status exam, MMSE. It's just a common test about orientation.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. NSE? What is that?
MMSE, mini mental status examination. Very common test.
Okay.
Demonstrating whether someone has a field of knowledge, who's the president, what direction should travel, and basic things like where are you, what day is today, who are you? And then I did another test as well.
What other test was that, sir?
That's the HARE psychopathy checklist, HARE.
And what does that do?
That's a measure of antisocial personality disorder.
And do you have an opinion to a reasonable degree of medical certainty based upon the scale that you used to assess whether or not Lindsay Clancy had anti-personality disorder?
Yes.
What was the result?
The result is that she does not have any type of antisocial personality disorder, also known as sociopathy.
In addition to reviewing the medical records and testing and meeting with her, did you also interview third parties?
Yes.
Is that referred to in the psychology as collateral contacts?
Yes.
And you reviewed and interviewed a number of people in her family or friends or people in her social circle, is that correct?
Yes.
Can you tell the jurors, sir, to a reasonable degree? Well, let me ask you this. Are you familiar with Mass General Hospital doing a major research program on postpartum psychosis?
Yes.
And did they publish an article, a significant article, regarding the circumstances, symptomology, and things of that nature of postpartum psychosis?
Yes.
And would you agree, sir, that the symptoms of postpartum psychosis would be depression? Is that one?
Yes.
Did Lindsay, to your opinion, have depression?
Yes.
And were there indications from your review of the medical records that she felt low, flat, tearful, emotional, crying?
All of those things, yes.
Did she also express anxiety, feeling tense, nervousness?
All of those things, yes.
Did she also express feelings that she was withdrawn, not able to socialize with people, wanting to talk or be near others?
All of those things as well, yes.
Did she indicate that she felt tired, heavy, without energy?
Absolutely, yes.
Did she indicate that she was having a harder time taking care of her children?
Yes.
Did she indicate that she was having issues regarding personal hygiene, not bathing, things of that nature?
Yes.
Did she indicate that she had severe confusion in actually hearing or seeing things that aren't there? In her case, it would not be seeing, that would be visual hallucinations. But did she complain of hearing things that weren't there, hallucinations?
Yes.
Did she complain of thoughts and beliefs that were not within reality and that she was in a disassociated state, out of reality?
Yes.
Did she indicate that, did you observe that there were circumstances where she exhibited increased energy, activity, productivity, otherwise known as hypomania?
Yes.
Did she complain that she had racing thoughts, a, quote, busy brain, end quote, increased creativity?
Yes.
And when she said in your review of the medical records that she was having a busy brain, did she express the fact that she would get confused and that she thought her brain was damaged?
Yes, that's correct.
Was she restless and agitated, unable to keep still,
Yes.
unable to sleep?
Yes, extremely unable to sleep.
So can you tell this jury, sir, in your opinion, to a reasonable degree of medical certainty based upon all of what you have reviewed, all of what we have talked about, all of what you have considered, as to whether or not at the time of this incident resulting in the killing of these 3 little kids that she was suffering from a mental disease or defect, such as that she lost substantial capacity to appreciate the wrongfulness of her act, or, in the disjunctive, was unable to conform her conduct to the requirements of the law?
Yes.
Tell the jury what your opinion is, please.
My opinion is that she did have indeed a mental disease or a defect. That's a legal construct, not a DSM-5 one, but she had bipolar disorder with postpartum psychoses. In addition, she was unable to conform her behaviors to the rule of law, and she had no appreciation for the wrongfulness of her act.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right, Kamal.
What we just heard is one of the most important moments in this entire courtroom proceeding, because the expert wasn't simply describing Lindsay Clancy's behavior. He was giving the jury his medical explanation for what he believed was happening inside her mind at the time of the killings. And notice the distinction the testimony made. The fact that someone can text their spouse, remember a child's medication, look up a restaurant, or even build a snowman does not automatically mean that person is mentally well. Psychosis doesn't necessarily erase every ordinary behavior. A person can appear functional on the outside while experiencing something profoundly abnormal internally. The prosecution's questioning was clearly focused on that contradiction. If she could perform these everyday tasks, could she really have been unable to understand reality or control her actions? But the defense expert pointed the jury toward the larger medical picture. Depression, extreme anxiety, isolation, racing thoughts, severe insomnia, hallucinations, confusion, agitation, and what he described as a loss of connection with reality. Then came the critical conclusion. He testified that in his medical opinion, she was suffering from bipolar disorder with postpartum psychosis, and that she lacked both the ability to conform her behavior to the law and an appreciation of the wrongfulness of her actions. Now, remember, that's the expert's opinion. It is not the jury's verdict, and it is not automatically a legal finding simply because a doctor says it. the jury still has to weigh that testimony against everything else they heard in this case. And that's what makes this testimony so significant. This case isn't simply about what happened. The deeper legal question is what was happening inside the defendant's mind at the exact moment it happened. Was this a person making a conscious, calculated decision? Or was she experiencing a devastating mental disorder that fundamentally destroyed her ability to understand reality and control her conduct? That is the line the jury ultimately has to examine. And after testimony this serious, the question isn't just, what did she do? The question becomes, what did she understand? What did she believe? And what control did she actually have at that moment? That distinction could be the difference between one legal outcome and another. And that's exactly why this testimony matters so much.